Anyways, we are continuing to talk about how to train your LLM. And I have 8 prompts to share with you. And spoiler alert, no, they are not what you think. They are not big chunks of text because I cannot. These are real things that work with me and will work with you and work with a bunch of people more. First 3 are prompts for your LLM to understand you better. And what I mean by that is that this machine, this thing, is trained on the world, right? It's trained on information, it's trained on tons of information that it was given before, but it is not trained on you. And the co-thinking starts, having an AI partner, a conspirator in thought starts when it understands you. So basically, I will start by suggesting the first prompt, which is like you open your LLM box thingy, chat, and you say, hi, before anything else, tell me what you need to understand about me. What would you like to understand about me? And then you can follow with, ask me questions about me, my business, my book, my problem, until you're satisfied and you feel you understand the context enough to help me. Those 2 will start training your LLM on you. And if you are concerned with data privacy, you can go on the paid models or you can create your own box where it doesn't go anywhere. So those are things for another time. But yes, you can share this data in a way that is protected for you. And once the LLM has this context, then it will help you think within your reality and within what you want. Then it comes one that's very helpful, especially for not only, but for neurodivergent people that have arboreal thinking that cross subjects everywhere. This one is amazing. You just blurb what you think, and then you say, summarize and find the patterns on my thinking so far. And it will give it to you organized, and it will put in categories, and it will even name it in ways that you didn't think of. And that is a creativity boost that is amazing. That actually elevates the thinking. It goes a step further just by having it reflect to you in an organized manner. Then you can go to the next step, which is once your LLM understands you, you can start connecting its understanding of you and the world. So the first of all is the magical context plus what do you think? So I have this business problem. I have this situation in my personal life. This is what's going on. What do you think? Again, as we said in the last post, it will remove the LLM out of the row of agreeing with you, and it will incite it to give you more. Then you can even go further and ask, what are the patterns and what am I not seeing? And then, because it's a tool that is trained and developed for pattern recognition, it will look for what you're not thinking. And then you can ask, please expand with reality facts. Please contradict me. Please, where's the weak logic? And that will give you the counter arguments. You will prepare your defense even before critics come. That's one that I used a lot in several different ways. It brings to the second one. I've used in legal, and I've used a lot during the book, which is in legal, I used as a way to help me see how a lawsuit would go. So I said, these are the facts. This is what happened in the lawsuit. Now, act as a very conservative judge and tell me how this would be ruled according to the laws, and give me the laws and give me the links so we can fact check that it's not hallucinating, all right? And then act like a more progressive judge and tell me based on the laws and based on whatever else, how it would be ruled. I also used for the book, I've asked it to read as a very critical, very harsh, very bitter, cynic critic and say what a person like that might say. And I asked to read as an enthusiast critic and what that person might say. And that helps you see more, basically. And then the last one, it's a problem that I notice people having a lot, which is asking ChatGPT to do things. And because the thing is a people pleaser, not so much more with 5 and 5.1, but it's still, and Gemini as well. Gemini less, it's a bit more truthful. But there's a lot of times where they say, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. And it feels like they are a genie in a bottle and they can do everything for you, which is absolutely not true. So when you have technical difficulties, right? So as I'm writing, I would just like the goddamn thing to be formatted. And even though there's Gemini and GPT and workspaces with Gemini, it still cannot have a simple command of like, please get this section and organize titles like this, text like this. I tried, failed miserably, ended up doing the hard muscle work. So one thing that is important is for you to ask your LLM precisely, what can you do for me? For real, not what you can promise to do for me. Can you produce a PPT? Can you produce a presentation? Can you act as an agent and go on websites and do things? Because the limitations are still very big. On the agentic side, we are still we're babies in it. So it's very important that we can have that interface and understand exactly what the LLMs can and cannot do. Hope the prompts helped. Tell me how it went. I want to know. I want to know if any of the tips had the result, good or bad, and what the result was.